these old myths are not going to do it anymore. It's what they do for some people, but increasingly the scientism has been the deconstruction of the myths. But we've lost the meaning of existence. I've spent my life exploring that in all of these different spiritual traditions. How can we find that again today and understand it alongside science, not instead of it, but alongside it? So the big change, the big idea, I think, in science is less than 100 years old, which is the universe isn't a thing, it's a process. Monumental idea. Everything has evolved. We're in a 14 billion year process of evolution. I mean, it's just a huge idea, and everything seems to bear it out. This turns around the ancient spiritual idea. The spiritual idea is it's all perfect, and then we fall down into this shithole, and we need to get out. This idea is no. It's been slowly evolving, and that's why it was bad, and now it's getting better. And we are that process. 13.8 billion years ago, there was nothing but hydrogen and a bit of helium. Now it's having a conversation about itself right now. That's what's happened. We are the universe having a conversation about what the hell the universe is. We're trying to discover who we are. The word I've started using is that we're evolving from individuals to unividuals. I think that's the next step of our evolution that's got us from hydrogen to here, hasn't finished. The next step is that human beings are waking up to being one with the universe. So from individual to unividual. So here's the first thing. I think, with respect, that you are completely wrong about the state of the world. God knows there is so much that needs to be better. But there is a massive misconception about the state of the world. On every metric, so poverty, or child mortality, length of life, basic wealth, there has been such a profound betterment for everyone. We don't even notice it. And also there's been a huge growth of compassion with that. Much bigger than ever before in history. I wish people understood history more, because I think they'd see where we are now much kinder. Because it's easy to look at things and oneself as well and think, oh, it's terrible, because there's plenty to complain about. But it's also important to look and just go, wow, this is incredible what we've done. That actually it didn't occur to me once when I had kids that they might die. They might, of course, but it was unlikely. I didn't know it. I don't know anyone whose kids have died. But go back a little way and you would expect to lose most of your kids. Okay, so what you've got, it seems to me, is the same thing that's happened throughout history. And this is, obviously happening on a larger scale now, which is that in solving one problem, just like we do in our own lives, we inadvertently create other problems, and then we have to solve them. And what we've seen in my lifetime over the last few decades, and the work I did around environment when I was younger, was about waking up to, oh, we've now got another serious problem. So all of these things have got better, this has got worse. And you're absolutely right. So now what we need to do is bring that same level of commitment and compassion. And one of the things that will help that is when you realize we're not separate from nature. And that's what the oneness is about. That's the same message. Oh, look, we're not separate from nature. We are nature. Now, we have to be careful with that, because what I see happening often with green thinkers, of which I would have counted myself probably, and maybe I still am, I don't know, but is there's a kind of almost like a misanthropy that comes in. Human beings are like a plague, they're destroying nature. It's like, no, we are nature. And we are nature doing what nature wanted to do. We're really successful. That's what nature wants in every form. It's just that we have done it so well. And we need to have confidence as well. The whole point for me about looking back and going, hang on, in my lifetime, we've transformed the role of women. Never been seen before in history. In a few decades. We've changed our attitudes towards sexuality, towards homosexuality, all sorts of things. In no time at all. These things are unprecedented. If we can do that, we can do this. We just need to focus on it. We just need to, the ability, our consciousness, we are the universe. And if we can harness that creativity that's got us from hydrogen to here, we can solve this problem. We really, really can. You know, the universe wants us to solve this. Of course it does. That doesn't mean we will. I'm not going, it'll be fine. I don't think that. I do think, though, that there's an evolutionary optimism that we can tune into that can give us the courage and the strength to make it happen. And you know, there's lots of examples of things that were never going to happen. In my lifetime, the Berlin Wall was never going to come down. And then one day, it just came down. Or transformation in South Africa, or all sorts of things that I've witnessed in my short life. So these things happen. We can do it. And that's why it's so important to understand history. I think we're evolving into God. I think we are the universe seeking its most emergent form. And the big change that I would make to the traditional mythos, which is much more optimistic, is I don't think it starts with God and then we all fall away and get trapped and need to get home. I think the universe is evolving into God, by which I mean it started with the simplest of things, being, I think. And it's evolving into the most emergent. And the most emergent thing I can imagine is the universe conscious of itself. And so I think as we wake up to oneness, we are giving birth to something beyond ourselves. And that thing which is greater than you can get called God, or that's a difficult word. It's something transcendent. And it's marked out as it's totally benign and it's love. So I think what we're doing is we're growing into that, so that the universe is flowering into God.